All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very special webinar today because we are going to be showing you the new order manager, formerly known as the account manager. What we want to do here, before we jump into things, I just want to introduce myself. I am Kevin Casey. I'm the product and workflow consultant, also the customer experience manager here at Collages. Work very closely with the customer service, the sales department, as well as the marketing team to bring you the webinars that we have today. We also have a very special guest, Chantal Coren, who is our customer service manager. Chantal, how are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Excited to show everyone what the IT department, everyone has been testing so much in the next couple minutes. But before we get there, just want to go over a few basics on the webinar. You'll see on the right-hand side of your screen a window very similar to this. This is part of the webinar program. At any time, if you need to ask any questions, by all means, use the chat field, and I'll be fielding those questions and saving them for Chantal so we can do a live Q&A. If you are viewing the webinar on a mobile device, you do want to make sure that you download the GoToMeeting app if you want to see our slides and watch the actual live presentation that Chantal will be giving. Without downloading that app, you will only be able to hear us talk. So make sure if you're watching this on a phone, tablet, or any other mobile device that you have the app and you will be able to see the slides that we're going through. So what we're going to be doing here is showing you, this is kind of a sneak peek at the order manager. This is the summary screen. When you jump into the new order manager, once we activate it on your account, you're going to see this screen. That's going to show all of the activity, any account credit you have, your direct deposit information, banks on file, and below that you can update your credit cards and everything else that you had in the account manager before. Another quick look at the activity screen. This just shows all of your orders that you have and just really simplifies everything. So I don't really want to take up too much more time, but before we jump in there, Collages Galleries, if you haven't noticed, we're out there to help you do your best. This is a look at our new Mosaic cover screen available for all of your galleries. Look on a desktop and a mobile device. And anyone out there that doesn't have an account, just remember the accounts are free and the plans are unlimited. So Chantal, if you're ready, I'm going to pass screen sharing on over to you.
I'm ready.
All right.
Hi everyone, I hope you can see my screen.
We can see it.
I'm going to go ahead and show you what is new. Can I minimize this? There we go. Okay. So you all recognize the home screen of your admin area, but some things that are going to change at first glance are going to be your account manager. It's not there anymore. It's been replaced with this new button called Orders. And some other quick changes to note is your galleries menu has been revised as well. Now it just contains your gallery manager, price list manager, discount manager, and watermarks. Your digital management fulfillment has moved over to your orders. Your logo uploader and your preferences have moved over here to your new account settings area, which we'll go over briefly at the end. So in your order section, you can quickly navigate to any subsection, summary, activity, get paid, or any of these resources. Here's your digital download manager, tax reporting, and ability to update your credit card on file. Or you can head to the summary screen just by clicking on the orders button up here. So when you land on your new summary screen, you get a really great display of recent activity organized by date, order number. It will distinguish for you whether this is money spent, you ordered a product, or money received because a customer ordered from one of your galleries. It shows you where the gallery was ordered from, where the order originated from, and the value of it. It also gives you a quick summary on how much money you have in account credit and what's available for payout this week. It will tell you your next direct deposit date or give you a quick link to set up direct deposit if you have not yet. And I'll show you a quick encrypted summary of the bank account you have on file for your direct deposit. And then another quick link to some of these resources that were also up here. Now when you move over here into your activity, you get a much more detailed description of what has been going on in your account. Again, filtered by date, but you can also filter here yourself by order type, payment type, order status. So if you're looking to find orders that have not yet been started, if you're doing manual fulfillment, you just want to look at just those, you can filter by that. Or if you want to check to see what orders you expect to getting paid for, go ahead and sort by unpaid. If you want to see all the orders that have been associated with a particular gallery or associated with a particular album, this particular album for Nissa had an album design, so if I click select here, it'll show me the album design and the album that was ordered. I also ordered Diana's album at the same time, so when I view the receipt here, I see all the details from my recent order. So now you can also have a quick detailed summary of all the details for all of your album orders and product orders. So we're going to head back out here to the activity screen. And I'm just going to quickly hit reset here so I can go back to my initial view. Another cool feature that I'm really excited to show you is around your ES order numbers. These are orders that money was received on because this is a customer order on one of your galleries. Not only can you view the receipt from your customer, as you're probably used to seeing, but you can also view related orders. So now you can always see if you did an automated fulfillment through Collages automated fulfillment system, you can see what print order was part of the fulfillment of this order. So now you can see what your lab costs are related to your income on that order. It's a really great summary, and then you can always go ahead and hit reset to go back to where you were. And again, if you're doing manual fulfillment, you can always use this checkbox to show orders requiring action. I've taken action on all my orders, so I have nothing in my list there. And again, you can also do a search or download a report. This is just one new area that is just super, super exciting, super organized. I think everyone's going to have a much easier time figuring out the relationship between their orders coming in, their orders going out, and then figuring out how much they're going to get paid this week. So speaking of getting paid, we're going to move on to the Getting Paid tab here. In this area, again, we'll just give you a quick overview of your bank on file, and it'll tell you how much account credit you have, your account credit reserve, which I'll explain in a moment, the payments pending. This would be any orders that you've recently placed. Perhaps you ordered an album recently and you decided to use account credit. We will hold that for you. And then money available for payout that's left over. And then your direct deposit will be turned on or off if you decide you don't want to deposit for a particular week. And then here we'll also start to give you a list of your transfers as they build out. It'll always be a pretty short summary, but you can always view them here. And again, there's only one because this is a new account for demonstration. Now here, like I said, I was going to explain the account credit reserve. So this is a really interesting feature because one thing that's changed about our process is that instead of doing direct deposits for orders from the week prior, you're going to be really excited to know that we are now doing direct deposits every single week. You can now get paid for an order on Monday on that very same Friday. So that's really awesome. But the one thing to keep in mind is, especially if you're doing auto fulfill or even if you're doing manual fulfill, but you like to use your account credit to handle those orders, and you got an order in late at night, and then you might not get around to fulfilling it until the next day or maybe the weekend, you might want to leave yourself an account credit reserve just to make sure that all of your account credit doesn't get direct deposited to you in case you know you're going to be using your account credit to fulfill orders. So you can always edit that here, set sort of a floor that you always want to keep in your account credit. And then if there ever comes a day where you just want it all, you come in, you set it to 0, you let your direct deposit run, and then you come back in and set it again. It's pretty easy. It's pretty cool too. It's a really great kind of safety net for you. But you'll always have a credit card on file as well. And then like I said earlier, there's this payments pending area as well. Your amount available for payment is always going to be your total account credit minus your account credit reserve and minus any payments pending. So that if you've had $800+ in your account credit and you were ready to place an album order, and that album order gets placed at 10 o'clock at night, and our quality assurance team doesn't come in until the next day to, review your album and process the payment and put it into production. There's always that risk that your direct deposit could go out, and then, that money's not there in account credit. So we're going to now make sure that we're saving that account credit for you here for your order so that you're not at risk of that either. And then here is what you'll see is what's available for payouts. So lots of really cool and exciting stuff here. I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. It's a pretty short and sweet webinar, but I'm just going to quickly overview what you have here in your resources. Again, this is your digital download management area. So now that you have an order review option for digital downloads, you can come here and manage them, upload files for them, or grab a link to send to your client if they perhaps lost theirs. You can grab your tax report for previous years, or for 2016 when we're ready to report that, and then again to update your credit card on file. So that's pretty much the summary for your new order manager, which is here in your under orders and on your heading at the top. One other area I'd like to quickly review with you is your account preferences. So over here you have studio info, billing and payment, and your subscriptions. And you can open them up just by clicking here on this little guy. And you see always your photographer code, your studio name, and then you can come here to update any of that information as well. Manage your subscriptions. So that's really everything. Just a quick overview of some of the really awesome changes we've made just to make your job simpler as a photographer. That's our job, is to help you make things simpler. So this is it, and I'm ready to take any questions if anyone has any.
Very awesome. So I have a question from John, and it looks like, can you show the reprint, like the ES reprint orders again, the breakdown of what that looks like?
Absolutely. So we're going to take this order right here as an example. So this here is the date that the ES order was received, the order number, and the email address of the person who placed that order. The type, the name of the gallery came from the status of it, meaning it's been completed, and the payment has also been completed. And then the amount that it was for, how much Collages kept as our service fee, and then the net profit. This net profit, oh, and I should also point out that as you hover over any of these, we'll always kind of give you a breakdown of the subtotal, tax, total, and gross profit. Really, really convenient, and a little bit of information for the payment method. But then you can also click here to show related orders, so you can see how much extra lab fee came out of that. Because as many of you know, not everybody auto-fulfills, not everyone manual fulfills. We don't always know what your lab fees are, so we don't go ahead and necessarily deduct that from what your gross profit is. We've created a really smart way to group together your lab cost with your order in so that you can easily do that math at 211 from your 1672 profit.
Awesome. And for anyone out there that is interested in seeing the first release of this when we are ready to get some testers, by all means, please leave your photographer code in the chat field, and we will make sure that you're on the first round of beta testers once this is ready to go. Right now, we're just kind of going through with the fine-tooth comb to get the last bugs out, but it should be ready very, very soon. So we will keep you posted on all of that. Let's see. Sorry?
I said we are open to any brave photographers who are interested in getting an early release of this and helping us refine it and perfect it and make sure that it's ready to go for everybody else. So anyone who wants to get on board with that, we welcome. Did I hear that you were about to offer up another question?
Yes. Can you also show the breakdown of an album order? You went through it kind of quick, so there was some questions about what the details were. It looks like all of the details were in there now, which I'm getting a lot of positive feedback on.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's something that we did not have readily available in your order tracking page or in your previous account manager. So I'm so excited to show you guys. Here is an example of an album order receipt. Now that album order and the album design order above it were placed together. So because they were in a single transaction, we have grouped the receipt together and then we've itemized it for you. So here you see that there is an album design and related album order. These are all the numbers related to that. And then as we scroll down, you can now see the breakdown. So for the design itself, this is the details for the design, style 1, number of images, the price of that, and then the shipping address. As we scroll down now, we can see the album. So this Diana E's album was already designed. So we had, or no, I'm sorry, it looks like it was not. We requested a design for this as well, but it shows the book details, album, cover, designer's choice, full spread, brilliant high gloss cover, 10 spreads, everything. Here again for Nissa's album, all the details. She even got some embossing. It shows what the embossing was. So you always have a really great reference to see what you ordered.
And Sarah is asking, will tracking for albums be available in here?
Tracking for albums, great question. Not yet, but we do plan on adding that in eventually, yes. It will be one day, just not in the early days of this release.
All right, and then Mike is asking, can you show where you would update your studio information? Like the old account manager had info on file, studio website, or sorry, studio address, billing address, shipping address. So if you could show where to update all of that, I think it's in the subscript or the in the profile section upper right. So can you show them that?
Yeah, over here there is a little guide, and you have an area for billing and payment over here in the middle, where you can always update your billing address on file, your credit card, and your shipping address. We let you have two different because sometimes we realize that you might have packages shipped to your home, or you might have your credit card billed to a different address. And this billing address is always linked to should always be whatever matches the credit card on file. Then you have your payment preferences. So for your auto-fulfill orders, if you want that to default to account credit or credit card, your subscription payment, if you're on an auto-renew monthly or yearly plan, you can choose your payment preference for that as well, account credit or credit card. Then over here we have the studio info. This is more of your branding. You can have your logo and your app icon for your digital brag books. Here's your bio, your headshot, and your kind of about me bio that you can have on all your website, all your image galleries, and also on your client access page. This is your display address. This is what shows on the bottom of all of your image galleries and digital brag books. So make this what you want. If you're working from home and you don't want to give out your home address, just give them the bare minimum, your email, your website, your phone number, and your name. And you don't have to display an address in your galleries. This is where you put in all your social media. And then if you want to copyright as well, you can put that in here, and you'll manage your password from here as well. And then last is your subscriptions page, which all of you are already familiar with, right here. Did I answer the question?
When is this expected to release if we don't want to go on beta?
I think we're looking at a couple of weeks here. I don't like to say definitively the exact date because you just never know, but we're shooting for the next couple of weeks here. And hopefully we'll meet that. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't. I'm thinking it'll just be a couple weeks.
I'm getting a couple of requests to look at the tax info, how that is set up.
Yeah. I'll show you guys something really cool. Yeah, absolutely. So resources, tax reporting. Every year you guys have to, report your income, and you have to report your expenses to the IRS. So this is where you can come to download an Excel sheet or view as HTML all of your expenses for the year. This is, like I said, a test account, so there really isn't much that's going on here. We've just set this up for demoing. But one thing I'd like to point out is if you're ever looking to look at this year, 2016, there's this fun little hack I've showed a couple of people, and there's nothing no harm in me showing it. If you come up here to the URL and you just change the 15 to 16, you can see your year-to-date as well, and this will also show you orders placed with your orders placed with Collages. That's your orders with us, subscriptions, prints, albums. This is the orders your customers placed with you. That's, the money you made. And then this is our direct deposits to you here at the bottom. And then the summary is always up here at the top. And then you can export this. So we'll just copy and paste it into an Excel sheet. But that's the tax summary page. Any more questions on tax reporting or anything else?
Oh, sorry, I was muted there. So I had a question from Kristen looking to see what the reports look like from the activity screen or the summary screen. I think it's the activity screen.
Great. So if I wanted to download a report, it just takes everything on my screen and it's going to open it with Excel. And this may be why we're not releasing for 2 more weeks. We might still be waiting to wire this one up because it's not appearing for me yet.
Okay, yeah, no worries. This one just had some questions about how it worked.
It'll summarize everything you have on your screen. So if you've used all your filters to give yourself an activity, you might really appreciate this when you've maybe done charity work or you just want to take a look at all the work from a particular gallery. You might say, all right, here, let's take a look at this Trisha and Matt gallery. No orders here, but let's assume there were a ton. You might want to, get yourself a report for everything that happened on Trisha and Matt's gallery.
All right. Let's see. Just going through to see if I have any more questions. yeah, I think that's all the questions that I have. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to touch on before I close, Chantal, but yeah, I think we answered all the questions.
Great. Really great questions. This is not an overly complex area, and it's just a huge improvement over, you know, the things that we had before. We've been listening to the advice and the requests people have been giving us, all of you guys on this webinar and many others, and we're hoping that we've, you know, met the mark on what you guys are looking for to keep track of your orders and the flow of your money, and hopefully simplify things for you guys. So keep the feedback coming. We, again, are really excited for some beta testers to reach out and give it a shot, take a look at their orders in this new environment, and then ask us some questions and help us figure out if we missed anything. Hopefully we did, and I think we got pretty close here. But thank you guys for your time.
Very awesome. So again, if anyone does want to be a part of the first launch in the next couple weeks, please drop your photographer code in the chat field. We will add you to the list and make sure that you are one of the first to help us make sure this is good for a final launch. Real quick, we have another webinar next week with Val and Stephanie Westover. The title of that is Closing the Sale Before the Shoot. This is going to be an awesome webinar. Feel free to visit discover.collages.net/webinars to take a look at the full schedule. We're always adding new titles and topics, so by all means, jump in there when you can. Sign up for a webinar. They're always free. You just need an account. If you ever need to look at the schedule or watch any of the recordings, recordings are actually below here, but they're always going to be in the administrative area under the webinar recording section. Again, discover.collages.net/webinars. And if anyone has any questions about anything, feel free to email us at customerservice@collages.net, or you can reach me at webinar@collages.net. You can also reach customer service at customerservice@collages.net and 877-638-7468. So Chantal, thank you again for walking everyone through this live demonstration. Apologize anyone out there for any bugs that you may have seen. We are working on those. And hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you in another webinar. I will talk to you later, Chantal. Have a great day.
Thanks, Nika.
Bye.